Welcome to this presentation on how GIS is used at Nottingham City Council. If you haven't already watched the presentation titled What is a Geographic Information System, GIS, it is recommended that you watch this first. It can be accessed from the GIS 24/7 website. The What is a Geographic Information System presentation explores some of the key concepts and terminology of GIS and gives an overview of the architecture of the software. The presentation is listed under the GIS Essentials tab. A series of presentations have been specifically developed for employees of Nottingham City Council. These presentations will outline and demonstrate how GIS is used across Nottingham City Council and its partners. You will be given examples of how GIS can lead to efficiency savings, inform policies and service planning, and how it can be used to improve business processes. Some of the Nottingham City Council's online GIS applications that have been developed are maintained and supported by Nottingham City Council's GIS team, and these will also be demonstrated. This presentation, which is titled Using GIS at Nottingham City Council, provides an overview of how GIS is used across Nottingham City Council. There are an additional 6 presentations that are available. These are Online Mapping Tools at Nottingham City Council, How, as a GIS user, do I access the GIS data, Producing High-Quality Maps at Nottingham City Council, Creating Data at Nottingham City Council, Sharing Nottingham City Council's GIS data, and the GIS software at Nottingham City Council. After you have watched all 7 presentations, you should have a clear understanding of your role as a GIS user within Nottingham City Council and how your role contributes to the wider role of GIS within the City Council and its partner organisations. This first presentation looks at how GIS is used across the many services provided by Nottingham City Council. The most obvious use of GIS is to produce high-quality cartographic plans and maps. GIS can be used to add in map bases and layers to create these maps. These can be published to various formats, for example as images to be used in publications, shared via the intranet or other websites, or to circulate to colleagues. Accurate and clear maps can be used by colleagues in a variety of ways: for navigation, to define existing boundaries and identify location of facilities, to set out proposals for new site areas and developments. A good clear map is a key communication tool. A map is made up of a number of different datasets which are loaded into a GIS. Behind the different datasets are attributes. For example, a population dataset may contain data relating to gender and age groups. GIS enables the analysis of the relationship between different attributes to explore and analyse patterns. Thematic maps focus on a particular theme or subject area connected with a specific geographic area. For example, digitally excluded households and population density by super output areas. Hotspot mapping is a useful tool to identify hotspots of crime or antisocial behaviour and where best to target police resources. It looks at the concentration of particular crimes or antisocial behaviour within an area. Combining different datasets to analyse patterns and trends. For example, mapping the indices of deprivation against the number of business volunteers by ward across the city, using proportional pie charts to present the number of business volunteers in each ward. This helps determine which wards need targeting to increase the uptake of volunteers. Catchment tool analysis. draws a catchment defined on a particular driving or walking distance, for example a 10-minute walking distance from a leisure centre, to identify potential users and customers. All households that fall within the catchment area can be identified, perhaps for consultation for a planned change in service, or perhaps to target households through a leaflet drop to increase the uptake of membership. Proximity analysis examines which services are closest. For example, if you live in a particular location, which day centre is the most accessible using the road network? In many cases, this will be different than if the analysis was carried out using the direct distance as the crow flies. So, maps and their attribute data are used in a variety of ways at Nottingham City Council in a variety of service areas. At Nottingham City Council, we undertake thematic mapping, hotspot analysis, use GIS to combine different datasets to glean additional information, undertake catchment analysis and also proximity analysis. Quite simply, analysing the patterns in the data allows us to determine some quite significant information and then to plan accordingly. GIS is also used to help inform policy. GIS plays a key role in carrying out analysis to gain a greater understanding of what is happening within a given location or analysing patterns across a wider area. For example, Priority 5, Safer Nottingham in the Sustainable Community Strategy objectives are to reduce crime, the fear of crime, substance misuse and antisocial behaviour. GIS can be used to understand patterns of crime and antisocial behaviour within the city. This may include underage drinking, vandalism, prostitution, drugs and fly tipping. This data can be linked to population data to understand the demographic makeup of an area, deprivation data, levels of unemployment, health inequalities, all of which help build up an understanding of key issues within a specific area. This analysis will then help inform the policies and what are considered key priorities for an area. GIS is used to inform service planning. Whereas policies set out principles to guide decisions to a desired outcome, service plans set out what, how, where and when the policies are to be best achieved. GIS can be used to streamline and improve data management processes. For example, data sources can be centralised, so one set of data is used many times instead of individual users maintaining their own datasets. This avoids duplication of resources, helps disseminate information across the council and facilitates joined-up working. GIS can play a key role in providing resource allocation. Nottingham City Council is facing budget cuts, and with limited resources but yet higher customer expectations, it is critical that resources are effectively managed, for example the buildings, services, people and financial budgets. GIS enables the Council to review and analyse the services it is currently providing, which customers it is currently servicing, and where to target additional resources to those areas of most need. This first presentation provides a brief outline of how Geographical Information Systems is used across Nottingham City Council. It is used for the production of high-quality plans and maps, for analysing patterns in spatial and attribute data, for informing policy, for service planning and in improving resource allocation. Behind the use of GIS technology is the data, both spatial and attribute. This data and the information it yields is now considered an asset by the authority, and it is important that all the users of GIS in the Council contribute to ensuring data reliability and integrity, and that data is shared where possible. There are many levels of GIS users across the authority in a range of different areas. Here to support all these users are dedicated staff in Nottingham City Council's GIS Data and Information team. The GIS Data and Information team provides support for different service areas in reviewing their existing procedures and whether processes can be improved or streamlined, which all contribute significantly to efficiency savings.